Kristian is going to address the topic of procuring the contents for a new home.
Good afternoon, good morning. My name is Kristian James, and I'm going to be talking about procuring the contents for a new home. And slightly more than that, leading on quite nicely from Henrik, I'm going to be talking about the physical items we have in our homes, furniture, essentially, and how those are going to change, and more than just the items changing, how our business model is going to have to change over the next few years to keep up with that. When we think about furniture, the chairs that you're sitting on, they haven't really changed much in decades, hundreds of years, but quite quickly now we're going to see a huge change in the items that we have in our homes. And before going into that, I'm just going to give you an idea of our business model, because I think it puts into context what our contribution to this is going to be. So, as I said, my name is Kristian James. I'm the commercial director for Phillips, and I run a bid team for us. Now, if I asked you if you'd heard of DFS or Harvey's Furniture Store, a lot of you who live in the UK would put your hands up, but most of you wouldn't have heard of David Phillips. Has anyone heard of David Phillips here? No? Right, okay. So, interestingly though, we are the largest contract furniture provider in the UK. For anyone who doesn't know furniture, contract furniture essentially means furniture that you want longevity out there. So for any property investors here who want a return on investment, our furniture looks and feels the same as your normal kind of DFS furniture, but would last a lot longer. We are also the largest residential furniture supplier to the local authorities, local government in the UK, and they procure a huge amount of furniture for the social housing residents in particular, where we've got low-income families, people on benefits, those vulnerable in society that will buy a lot of councils buy a lot of furniture for those individuals. And my background is very much in procurement, in bidding for contracts for local government across various different sectors. And we're also the largest supplier of furnishing solutions to the private rented sector. Now, we've got several locations in London, but a lot of these apartments that you'll see around here now will be property investors. And those property investors will have purchased that apartment and they'll furnish that apartment, because on average around the UK they'll have a 25% higher premium if they furnish that apartment with it, which is quite interesting to think about, so that every 3 years you get a 4-year return on your investment. So, as I said, none of you have heard of us, but yet we're one of the 10 largest furniture companies in the UK. Again, the general public do buy off us, but it tends to be property professionals. Okay, so again, to go back to our business model, we've got several different sections to it. If an investor in one of these apartments here wanted to furnish their apartment, they could buy the apartment and complete in it today, and by next Monday they could have the whole apartment furnished from us with essentially a click of a button on a phone call. And we would go collect the keys, furnish the entire apartment, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom package, and do that for them. We also then run a next day replenishment service, so washing machine breaks down, you need a new washing machine, and we would come and deliver that the next day. And we do that right across the UK. The bespoke fitted furniture, this is aimed at the student market. We've actually done some work in Bangor University previously, but we've done 50,000 student apartments over the last 10 years or so. And obviously universities now growing in size. We might go into 1,200 rooms in one university, so there's a huge market there for us as well. The other part of our market is emergency furnishing solutions, and that is, it's got several aspects to it, but floods in Cumbria last year, we went in for the insurance companies and provided emergency furniture for the period that the individuals needed it. And then rental furniture, we have a lot of individuals who will move into a property for a small amount of time, and we will go in and rent the furniture for them for that period, and also for show homes, and they just want a home to look, live in, and to sell it. And for that, we've won several awards over the last few years, which I've got to. And you'll recognise, I'm sure, some of the companies that we work in, landlords, estate agencies, developers, it's interesting that there's so many properties that are just built now. We'll have 400 apartments, and we will go in and furnish every single property for the company, and they will never sell one of those apartments. We're just doing 1,200 apartments in Liverpool now, where they'll never sell an apartment. They only rent those apartments. They're built to rent, and these are some of the companies that deal in that section. So it's a huge market, and one that, admittedly, before I worked with David Phillips, I had no idea existed. So, so for us as our business model, as we move now into the Internet of Things, what kind of questions do we need to ask ourselves? Well, how will this movement of the types of goods that we purchase affect our business model? How is it going to affect our inventory and our standard stock keeping units? So, as I said, we do a lot of delivery that's the next day, the same week. If we're talking about items that are more connected to our homes, how does that affect our ability to deliver that service? And then, importantly, how the purchasing habits of our customers will change over the next few years, over the next decade, in becoming more connected, quicker. Essentially, most of the things that I buy now is off my mobile phone. How is that going to affect our market? And again, the delivery and service model. So, in order to plan our business over the coming years, we have to look at several things: our supply chain, our order fulfillment, and our aftercare service, and then the opportunities that we feel that's there in the market for us. The furniture industry is quite it's an interesting industry, but it's very safe, it's consistent, and there's little variation. So as I said, the chairs haven't changed in I don't know how long, and it's a very traditional industry. So a lot of the suppliers that we work with have been in the game since the beginning of the last century. And there's been very little change there, be that in this country or abroad. And there's very little drive for change and innovation there, because it's been handed down through generations. Family-owned businesses, very large businesses, but they don't see the need to change and embrace technology in the future. And that brings us to the question of, will our current products, some of which they've been updated, but they're essentially the same products, will they be fit for purpose in the future? And then there's the cost implications for us there. An interactive chair that's connected to us in whichever way it will be connected to us will be a lot more costly for us to purchase, and therefore, when we're storing these items on our books, there'll be a lot more items stored in our warehouses. We have two very large warehouses just a mile away from here that holds a couple of £1 million worth of stock. If all those items are interactive, I wouldn't like to think how much that's going to cost us to store in our warehouses. So I've just pulled up a kind of general picture of our current furniture offering there, and then start to think about how that's going to change to interactive tables, interactive fridges, and interactive cookers. And you're looking at fridges that are going to be able to tell us when we pull something out, and we'll create a shopping list for us. Cookers that when we're on our way home, we can turn the cooker on, like Hive now, you're heating at home, you can do, but with cookers, if you've left the oven on, you can turn it off. It's amazing to think of how we can go with this. Beds, we can start heating beds up before we get home if it's a cold day. And essentially, there's opportunity for everything in our homes to be connected to us. And that is quite a challenge for us, try to think about what will people want tomorrow, and it's going to have huge impact on our business model. So what do we need to do there? I mean, we need to work with our suppliers to develop interactive furniture products, and in my opinion, it's going to mean going to new furniture suppliers, because I don't think the traditional suppliers will. Some of them might, but I don't think they'll embrace the movement into technology. But we need to encourage suppliers to embrace technology. And just embracing the connective generation. If 15 years ago you'd have said that clothing and apparel companies would be buying one of the biggest buyers of tech, you'd never have thought it. But similarly with furniture companies, everybody's got furniture in their house. I'm sure we're going to see a big shift into tech, and it's just starting now. So I want to think past the supply chain into order fulfillment. There's going to be huge change for us there as well. We're already seeing a huge huge change in what our customers demand. They want things quicker. They want more for less. Same as public authorities as well. And the ownership of properties affects us as well. As I said, we deal with a lot of property investors, and that the number of homes owned by individuals is changing as well. And the purchasing habits, which I'll go back to in a minute, but definitely that faster turnaround. You've got Amazon now that deliver items on the same day. One of my friends is head of learning and development for Amazon UK, and their aim is to get deliveries in London down to 18 minutes for small items. That's absolutely unbelievable to think about how that could be possible. So, and we're going into now what we call generation rent. So by 2025, 20 to 39-year-olds, only 26% will own their own home. So a huge shift. If we went back, 30 or 40 years, where the majority of individuals of that age would own their own homes, 26% will own their own home come 2025, and over 60% will rent their home. So for us as a business model, that's a huge opportunity for us because we deal with so many of those rental properties. And in 2015, so a couple of years ago, 50% of all UK flats and apartments and 32% of houses were let furnished, which again is a surprising stat. We have a great system where you can put your postcode in. I live in the middle of Wales, if you can't tell by my accent, and you can put the postcode in for my street, and it'll tell you how many apartments and houses are rented, unfurnished, and furnished in that locality, and what the premium you would have received for furnishing that property. And by me, I know it's 23%, but here in London, in these areas, you're looking at 30% plus on the premium. And to look at how that translates to zones, major cities now, Birmingham, Manchester, huge change in the property ownership there. This is a map, I hope it's clear enough here in central London, but those red areas in central London dictate any locations that have over 70% furnished property. So as you can see, London, hugely furnished. There's not many properties. Some areas are 99% plus furnished in central London. So how does this then translate to the opportunities that these advancements in technology are going to relate to us? So tech is definitely disrupting the industry. We deal a lot with estate agents and developers, and what we're seeing there is that where previously, if you went to rent an apartment, you'd have to wait a couple of days, maybe a week for references, reference checks, and so to be done. Now that can be done same day, and there's a company that we're working with called Good Lord that actually, when you go into the apartment, the estate agent, if you like it, will send you a link. You click on the link, you fill in your details there, all the references will be done automatically from there. And our link with them is that from there, they click on, do they want it furnished? If they want it furnished, they can select everything off their phone there and then, and we can be there within 24 hours, collect the key off the estate agent and finish it off. And so that connectivity and the speed of service that that we'll see a change in over the next couple of years is just quite remarkable. And for us, when we look at our business model, most of the aftercare service for us is in white goods, so cookers, washing machines, fridges. And it's amazing, something again I didn't know before going into this industry, is that it's generally accepted in the white goods market nationwide that there's a 10% failure rate on goods, which is unbelievable. You wouldn't have that in I don't think, any other market. So we replace quite a few items. I'm happy to say ours is more like 3%, but that's luck of the draw, I think, more than anything else. But for us, with these connected devices, it will show early identification of issues with items and allow us to go and service those items quicker. But we look at the when items are coming towards the end of their expected life cycle. That's a lot of kind of information to us, and to contact the property owners and see if they need items replaced as well. And the opportunity that we see is to get ahead of the market. So although interactive furniture is available out there at the moment, it's not available wide scale. If you phone for an interactive chair today, you can have chairs now that you can sit there, sit your phone on, and it'll charge wirelessly on there. It's just amazing. But we see an opportunity to bring these things to market quicker for property professionals, certainly in kind of Zone 1 London, where you've got the high-end individuals, and the student market as well. It's amazing to me what students now in central London pay for properties. I was in a property just a couple of weeks back, right on Oxford Street, right across the road from our office there, and it was over £2,000 a week in rent, over £100,000 a year that a 20-year-old student was renting for. So just, absolutely remarkable. And the items that they were demanding in these houses, then they're not going to put up with your standard furniture items. They're going to want more for that. And then, a big opportunity for us is then the ongoing replenishment and service that we would need to provide for these items. Updated technology, although a lot of that could be done, can be done remotely as well. But to keep ahead of the game in that. And although our business model isn't unique in the market, there's not that many people who do that kind of full service, and we're the only nationwide player in that. So quite an opportunity for us. I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so we've time for questions before lunch. So where's all of this going? I'm just going to throw it open to the floor, but just my thought is, it's kind of like, buying a car now that Joe was talking about this morning with all the mod cons. You spend a fortune servicing the damn thing, these light switches when they fail, is it going to be a huge cost? Or after the service contracts, you get the photocopy, which you spend many multiples of its initial purchase price, paying the company to service it for its life duration, pay much for all the actual parts that need to be replaced. So where is this going? So questions open to the floor. Kerry.
Okay, Kerry Evans, Bank University. This is for Steve. To what extent do you think public procurers will embrace this new world of interactive technologies to improve services?
Okay, so that's one question. Another question? Yeah.
Very much linked to that, does the public sector have, in your view, a function of setting new trends and actually incentivizing innovation in that market? In your market?
Interesting question. Yeah. Another question? Comment? Yeah. Joe?
Yeah, in the connected home, just as I listened to the two presentations, I guess the thing that's coming across me, and I think it's the same in the automotive space, we are less inclined, I think as we go forward, we'll be less inclined towards capital investment. If I think of the washing machine and the dryer or whatever, the cooker and all those, I mean, having a chair that talks to you and stuff like that, okay, that's probably a niche. But where I was looking at with the preventative maintenance being replaced by predictive maintenance, for example, not calling a plumber out at 12 when you know there's going to be a problem at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, is a value to the developers. And so, are we getting away from, do you think in the future we get away